Highline here at the Joseph Center again. And as promised, we're going to have some amazing interviews and just some comfortable talk, coffee time with Momo, or however you want to call it. I have with me here today Penny Gallagher. She runs our family center. She's ran our JCAP program, actually the director of the JCAP program, and now the new director of our family center. So everybody give a shout out to Penny real quick.
Hey, everybody.
We'll just get into it. So how long have you been with us at the Joseph Center?
I have been with the Joseph Center for 10 years.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I have been here since the beginning, since Riverside.
Wow.
And I never thought that I would, that I'd be sitting in this seat.
Why?
Well, I think because I just thought that I was called to be a wife and a mother. And then when my husband passed away, I didn't know what I was going to do. So I went back to school and I did all that. But then when I came to the Joseph Center, that gave me purpose. But I just thought I was called to be a wife and a mother. And so I always wanted to help. I just didn't know what that looked like or where it was going to lead me.
Wow. So how has Joseph Center literally changed you as a person?
Oh my gosh. Y'all, she trying to make me cry. Wow. The Joseph Center has changed me in so many ways. First of all, because it's given me such a sense of purpose that I didn't have before. I just, like I said, I just thought I was called to be a mom. And coming here and being able to help and just to be a part of somebody else's story of their life, to help them get back on track, to be able to love on people and just to be able to help, it is huge. And so I feel like it's changed me in a way that I can have compassion towards people that I didn't have compassion towards before, because when you see homeless people, houseless people, there's a
stigma.
There's a stigma attached to it.
Sure.
They need to get a job and they need to do this and they need to do that. Well, what if they can't? Mm-hmm. What if there's something preventing them from getting a job and all, of life's events and things that happen? And so coming here to the Joseph Center and I get to meet these people, and these are real people who have real lives and real stories, and they're just like you and I. They put their pants on one leg at a time, but sometimes they just need a little bit of encouragement, and who hasn't needed a little bit more encouragement or a little bit more love? So that's how it's changed me in so many different ways, and it made me grow up.
Wow. Well, y'all heard that. She's grown now.
I don't know about the grown, but I'm working on it.
So when you were doing JCAP, which we're transitioning that now into the Joseph Center Family Center, and now that you're going to be the director of that program, can you share a little bit about what the Family Center is going to look like?
So what the Family Center is going to look like, that those families are going to be able to come here. They're going to have a safe place to stay. They will get life skills here. They'll get wraparound services here. Pretty much everything that JCAP was doing, but in a place where they will be able to stay here overnight. So that's going to be the huge difference. And, with the life skills, I'm excited that, maybe they don't know how to cook, or maybe they don't know how to do laundry. Maybe, there's just little things like cleaning or that kind of thing. They're going to be able to get all of that here in our new, in our new family center.
That's exciting. Right?
It is very exciting.
Very exciting. And so back to when you were talking about watching these families and being a part of them reaching their next steps, you've had to be innovative, right?
Yes.
In some of the areas, because there was just no wraparound service for what was needed, or there was, how did you, can you give me an example of one of the ways you had to get creative?
Let me see. One of the ways that I had to get creative Oh, you got me.
I'm putting her on the spot.
She's putting me on the spot.
I remember one of them. I remember one, and I'll just brag on you a little bit because you might not remember. She's had a lot of families that she has been case manager to, and but the one, it was a single mom. Her kids had been removed. Penny worked with her, went to court with her, family engagement meetings with her, and she was able to get her kids back. But the mom, in this case, remember, she wasn't really honed to be a mom. Right. And so some of the kids had behaviors, and you were able to help her create this.
Oh,
remember that?
I remember we created charts.
Yeah.
We created charts for chores.
Yeah.
That the kids could do.
And it worked.
And a reward system. And it did work because the girls were fighting and didn't want to do the chores. I now remember that. Yes. That was so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so much fun because it was, something that was maybe outside the box or something that we didn't think of. And I was like, oh yeah, I had to reach back to my preschool days for that one.
Okay. Yeah, because you have a lot of experience with preschool and child development.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a background in, matter of fact, some of those babies have come in here as adults.
Oh my gosh.
That you've seen.
One of my babies works across the street at the nursing home right behind us, and one of them just graduated. Another one of my preschool babies just graduated yesterday. So
they aging us, and we just refuse to say we're getting old.
They're getting old, not us.
Exactly. So you got another program also in the Family Center.
Yes, ma'am.
Which we're totally excited about. Share about that a little bit.
The pregnant moms?
Yeah.
Yes, we have the pregnant mamas, y'all, coming to us. We got a call, was it like maybe 5-6 months ago?
Yeah.
A 19-year-old pregnant mom that was living in her car with nowhere to go. And so we didn't realize the need for this program until we got that call. But we're going to have pregnant moms here. They're going to be able to be here to get wraparound services, to be able to take them to appointments and have them come here, because we do have partnerships with other organizations that will come here, that will help them, that will do well baby checks, that will help them learn how to be mothers. So that is so exciting.
You just lit up when you started talking about that. You just lit up.
Because they are going to be able to get so much. And when you asked me that, I remember when I was in high school, that was something that I said I always wanted to do, was to be able to have a program for pregnant moms.
Wow.
That just triggered that.
And these are pregnant moms who are unhoused. And
yes.
So a safe place. And we're totally excited about that program as well. So you've seen the changes in the Joseph Center from
oh my gosh,
the very beginning to where we are now.
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you feel about that?
Whew.
And you're not talking to your boss right now.
I am so proud.
Wow. Yeah.
Because as the Joseph Center has grown, so have we grown also as individuals.
Yeah.
We went from being a mom and pop organization to being such a beautiful, vibrant part of this community.
Yeah.
We change lives one at a time. We change lives every single day, one at a time.
Yeah.
And we do the most with the least every single day.
Yeah.
We see miracles in this place.
Yeah.
The Joseph Center is always evolving, and it is always changing. And it is so beautiful to see, because it doesn't even look like it looked yesterday. It looks completely different. And it is ever evolving and ever changing.
It seems like we have this in-house joke with the staff that every time we come in here, it's like it's changed again.
Absolutely.
That even the, the decor, everything changes,
it does,
right?
It does.
And I think that's kind of our way. We've kind of figured out, I would say Joseph Center is definitely kind of figured out its niche, and we're trying to lock into that and really develop that so that we can help more people in our community as well. Now you also You do so much. You really do. This woman just fills in all the gaps. She does the intakes. You might find her at the front desk. You might find her in the kitchen. You might find her, definitely taking care of me. And I'm so honored and I'm so blessed. And you don't even know what and how much you mean to us and to everybody here and to me, because you've been hanging tough for 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And it hasn't always been easy, for all of us, but it's like family.
It is family. You
Yeah.
know what? It is family. You see these people every single day. You're around them every single day. And this is a family that might be dysfunctional at times, but there's, you know what? There's love.
Yeah.
There's so much love for one another. And I love that, because we get to tell each other every day that, I love you.
Yeah. And so with that, how do you think that spills over into our guests that come in?
Because when they come in, their family also, they're just not Joe Smo off the street. They're just not another number to us. When they come in here, they're family too, and we treat them like that. And they're with us from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when they come in here, it's not, we don't just say, oh, you have 6 months to a year. When they come in here, you're with us. We're going to be there with you.
For life.
For life, from the beginning to the end. We've been there at births and we've been there at deaths, from beginning to end. That is the Joseph Center way.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been, and that I believe that's how it's always going to be. Y'all got us. They got
That
us.
is so true. That is so true. I'm just honored to be able to, because we don't really get to sit down and just talk about Joseph Center. When we do get to sit down and
Right.
talk, it's something else, right?
Right.
So this has been very refreshing for me too, to see your eyes light up, especially when you talked about the Pregnant Women's Program, the new Family Center. You got a pretty cool crew. I know you're molding them and shaping them, but I think over time you're going to be like a well-oiled machine, and to see these families succeed. And, that's always the goal, is permanent housing, sustainability. I always say, if we do our job right,
we won't see them back.
we won't see them back.
Absolutely.
And that's our goal, right?
It is our goal. And I just want to say, on a personal note, thank you so much for this chance and this opportunity, because you always see things in us that we don't see in ourselves. So I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. I love you.
You're so welcome. I love you too.